Hello friends, welcome to FC lecture. In my last lecture, we have seen how India is a multilingual society. Today we are going to see caste system in India. Now, caste system in India, first of all we should know that caste is a unique feature of Indian society. Traditionally, Indian society is divided into class and caste, not in ethnicity. It is deep rooted institution of the Indian society. Now see, if we take the word caste is a Spanish word, its meaning is breed or lineage. And the Sanskrit word for caste is Varna, which means color. Now see, this caste system has its origin in Chaturvarna system. Chaturvarna means 4 varna are there, and we all know that it wasn't prevailing in Vedic period, but after Vedic period or in post Vedic period, this came into existence. Varna model came into existence, and where there are 4 varna. What are those 4 varna? Brahmin, Kshatriya, Vaishya and Shudra. Now this was according to the occupation. Brahmin used to preach or teach. Kshatriya, they were actually the warriors. Vaishya, they were merchant. And other castes were included in Shudra. And untouchables were outside the Varna model. And it was believed that if these untouchables comes in contact with other varna, then they will pollute the varna model. So this was the scenario. But when British came to India, they divided the community into 2. They called them caste or class and tribes. For their administrative purpose they did that. The royal people or the rich people, they were considered as upper class, whereas other were considered as lower class or lower caste. Now, lower caste was further divided into SCs, STs and OBCs. So, these SCs were called Dalit. Dalit means what? Depressed. Until 1980s, They were called as Harijan, that is children of God. Alright, now about in SC only, it was Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar who played a pivotal role there, and he organized Dalit Buddhist movement. For the upliftment of SCs. Next is STs, they are also called as Adivasis. They were called Adivasis by the British people. They used to reside in jungles or in mountain region away from the main population. And they did the work of, say, lumbering and hunting and food gathering. All these were the work of this. Beside this, there were other backward class in the society. Now, our constitution speaks about positive discrimination. So, we will say positive discrimination or what we call in layman language as a reservation. All right. Now see, the Indian Constitution, the major part of Indian Constitution is borrowed from Government of India Act 1935. And from there we have got the provision for the upliftment of SCs and STs. Even OBCs also. All right. Now see, in our constitution is soft towards SCs, STs and OBCs. Why? Because they were considered as socially as well as educationally backward class. So we have the special provision for these people. For example, the central government, the government decided, what did the government decide actually? The government decided that special privilege should be given to these people. So, say 15% of the population of India is SC. So, 15% of the government jobs were reserved for SCs. Not only that, students admitted to the university, 15% of the students admitted to the university or colleges are SCs. In the same manner, 7.5% reservation is given to ST population. And in the schools and colleges also, these many seats are reserved for ST candidates. Now see, this SC candidates, SC population is found in UP. You can say the highest number of SCs are found in UP, whereas the states such as Meghalaya, Mizoram, Nagaland, Goa and Andaman and Nicobar have no SC population. Whereas UP has the highest SC population. All right. Now talking about the ST population, STs are not found in Delhi, Punjab, Haryana, Chandigarh, etc. At these places you don't find ST population. But see, there is a reservation for these people in according to the constitution. All right. Then there are various articles. Actually, in fundamental rights itself, in the Constitution of India, right to equality, where it is mentioned that nothing can stop the state or nothing can prevent the state for making special provisions for the advancement of socially and educationally backward class. All right. Article 15 of the Constitution speaks about the special provisions made for the socially and for the advancement of socially and educationally backward class. Then Article 46 speaks about to promote the educational and economic interest of SCs, STs and other backward classes. Then Article 330 and 332 speaks about the reservation of seats for STs and SCs in Lok Sabha and the state legislative assembly. So the constitution has become so soft towards the upliftment of these SCs, STs and OBCs, which are together called as generally we call them as backward class. Introduction of universal adult franchise and Panchayati Raj since independence has given a new sense of self-respect as well as power to the Dalits who are enjoying reservations on the seats in say from village level to the parliament. Now improvement in the communication, movement from villages to cities and westernization has led to the decline of the caste system in India and has increased the uniformity in India. Now see, day by day or since several years you can say the endogamous circle is widening due to the marriages taking place outside the caste system. And these marriages which are taking place outside the caste system are slowly declining the cultural diversity. So society is becoming more and more liberal and tolerant because of this. No doubt the society has become tolerant, but still much is to be done to eradicate caste system from India. Thank you.